A deal I got on AppSumo a couple of years ago is back. It's a Plus exclusive. It's called GetTerms, starts at $69, and it helps you add various policies to websites. It goes up to tier 5, and the main difference, in fact the only difference, is the number of sites that you can use this on. So at tier 1, 3 sites, which I think is pretty generous, and then if you're an agency you can go all the way up to tier 5 and use this on an unlimited number of sites. It can be used with WordPress or really any kind of site because you've got different options on how you do it, and you can do privacy policies, terms of service, cookie policies. You can see there's loads of stuff involved. So I think this is a pretty good one. I thought I'd just quickly demo how easy it is to get up and running. So this is the dashboard. It's a very simple system to use. It's just had a bit of a UI facelift as well. You can see I've used it on loads of different websites. I've got a different number of policies depending on what the website's about, and it's very quick and easy to get started. You simply hit create new. I'm going to be using my unlimited AppSumo credits. I've got the top tier. You enter the company name, so let's say AppSumo. Where are they? I think they're in. And you can select a default language policy. That's the language it will generate the wording in. So UK, US, Hindi, Spanish, German, French, or Italian. Because AppSumo is a US company, I'll choose US. We click save. So that sets up the company, and those details will be used in all the different policies. So now you get to pick which policies you want. It's pretty simple to get started. Simply click the plus. The privacy policy is the one that takes the longest because you've got a lot of options. So depending on how your website's set up, you want to select the things that apply. So if you're using something like maybe analytics, or you're selling products, you're going to have to say that you want to collect personal information, you're collecting name, email, and you're using it for payment processing, contacting users, all that kind of stuff. You've got sensitive information, third-party services. So let's say you're using tracking, you're using Google Analytics. If it's not on the list, you can click other and just type in the item, and you can add as many of those as you want. And if your website targets children under 13, publishes content, you just go down, tick all these, and then you have to provide a contact name. So this is the person who will be contacted if someone has an inquiry. Let's just say admin@appsumo.com. So you can send them to an online formal page, you can provide an email or phone or other. And then we get to the region-specific legislation. So depending on where you are or where your customers are, you're going to want to have a little look through these. You can see we've got GDPR. For me, I'm in the UK, so that's an important one. But you've also got various others. They're in the US, so let's hit the US state privacy law. And again, you've got these subsections to tick as well. If you're doing GDPR for Europe, again, you have to indicate if you're a data controller, and again, data controller. Add privacy policy, that's it, it's done. It's now going to generate it based on all the options that you've ticked. So here's the privacy policy. We've got the title at the top. You scroll down, it tells the information we collect, log data, personal information. So this is the elements that I ticked, name and email, collection of information, security, keep going down. Here's the third-party tool. So remember I added Google Analytics via the checkbox and I added clicks only via other. We keep going down. It's quite a lengthy policy, so this is going to be better than just kind of the standard WordPress one. You've then got the California policy, GDPR policy. So it's all built in. So once you've got that done, that's it. It's ready to deploy. All the way down to the bottom, we've got the contact information. So how do you deploy it? Well, again, very simple. You've got a link, so you can send the link out to someone for them to review. You can generate a PDF, or you can copy it. That copies the text to clipboard, and then you can just paste that in. Now, if you want to embed a live policy, and that means if these are changed or updated, you should update the name or you update the information you collect, the policy updates, you click embed live policy, you get a HTML snippets that you can simply paste on your site. Or if you're using WordPress, and I've done this quite a lot, you simply install a plugin, add the token, and it gives you shortcodes that you can put on the privacy page, the terms and condition page, and there's a toggle for the cookie consent banner. So how do you add the cookie consent banner? Super easy. Just on the left here, you can see which items you want to create. Just hit create. This one's a little bit quicker to do because you have to tick all the boxes here. All you have to do is give the name. So again, let's just say admin. Now this initially just sets it up. You then have these options down the side for appearance, configuration, content, and installation. So you can change how it looks. If you preview it, you can have a little look. You can see we've got the pill, that's my favorite, the card, the full banner, or a pop-up. You can then configure various options. So if you want to allow them to reject cookies, they can do that. Enable auto blocking of scripts. And you just hit save. If you'd like to update some of the wording, you can go through and update the wording that it uses. It's all customizable. And then finally, to install, exactly the same as I just showed you, you get a code snippet to add to a site, or within WordPress, there's a little toggle, you just put that on and then the little pop-up will appear. And that's it really. It's exactly the same with all the others. You simply hit create a policy, and then because we've already filled out the company details, there's not much more to add to some of these. And there you go. There's the terms of service. Now, one thing to note is if we click edit policy here, that allows us to update the effective date. It doesn't allow us to update the wording within the policy. If you've got some specific wording you want to use, you've got a couple of options. You can either copy this, paste it, and manually edit it. You could embed it, and then right at the end, you might add on your own little section underneath on your website. So this bit is embedded, but then your specific section is underneath. But what you can't do is edit the text here. There's no way of doing that. And I suspect that's because it gets updated over time. And if you were to edit it, your edits would be overwritten or they'd get in the way. The team hardly ever sent out updates. And I just logged in one day and it had a new UI refresh. They didn't even notify us about it. But they do have a public roadmap. So you can see up next in progress is geolocation-based consent banner. There's various other items. They've done all these items and they've got these coming up. So it is actively being developed, and they don't bother you with loads of emails and trying to cross-sell or anything like that. It's just been a solid tool I've used for several years across loads of websites. I swapped this from another one because the owner of that tool, I can't remember what it's called, Crito or something like that, was an absolute melon and tried to get money out of users by claiming they were breaking terms of service. Because if you've got a lot of websites like I have, it sort of looks like you've got loads of clients. But if you set up a website properly, it looks like its own business. And this person didn't believe me. I had, what was it? I had one charity on there that was an actual client. The rest were all my websites. And they're like, no, you've got to pay, you've got to pay. So I've binned them off and moved everything over to GetTerms and not had a problem since. So if you're looking for a really solid, simple tool to use, click on my affiliate link below, support the channel. I'll see you on the next video.